but I'm going to keep going. But I'm going to be a little more brief, inshallah ta'ala. That was مَنْ ذَا الَّذِي يَشْفَعُ عِنْدَهُ إِلَّا بِإِذْنِهِ. Now the thing is, Allah owns everything. He already said that. He owns everything. He has the complete authority. The idea of ownership means that anything that happened under His watch, He knows it better than anybody else. And that's why, who's going to come speak on His behalf anyway? He already knows everything. يَعْلَمُ مَا بَيْنَ أَيْدِيهِمْ وَمَا خَلْفَهُمْ. Look, the idea of intercession is a court trial. Okay? Somebody's about to be thrown into jail. Somebody comes along and says, look, listen, I know he stole, but you don't know the background. His family was starving. This was the situation. He's not psychologically well, whatever. Let me give the judge a story so that the lawyer will be the shafi'ah, right? The lawyer will give the backdrop story so he begs for leniency. You can't beg Allah for leniency because you know something the judge doesn't know. The judge is who? Allah. He knows the case better than anybody else who's going to make the case. يَعْلَمُ مَا بَيْنَ أَيْدِيهِمْ. He knows exactly what lies ahead of them, what punishments lie ahead of them, what future beholds them, what the future beholds for them, and whatever's behind them. And it's the word ma here suggests that there are things that you've done in your past, there are things in yourself, and there are things lying in your future and what is right in front of you that you're not even aware of. You don't even remember. He knows it. He knows it. There is no escape except in this religion except directly dealing with Allah. Nobody will come in between. Even that hadith where I mentioned, the Prophet ﷺ will eventually pull people out. Right? Whoever just even said, La ilaha illallah. They just said it. But the idea is they will spend some time where? They will be in hellfire. إِنَّهَا سَاءَتْ مُسْتَقَرًّا وَمُقَامًا. It's a horrible place to be for a little while or long term. Don't play with it. Don't say, at least this hadith is there, now I can, Even Anas was scared for his generation. If I tell this part, they might misunderstand this and think that Jannah is guaranteed. And if he was afraid for his generation, can you imagine now? Can you imagine what we will do? And we have. وَلَا يُحِيطُونَ بِشَيْءٍ مِّنْ عِلْمِهِ إِلَّا بِمَا شَاءَ. And they cannot begin to encompass anything at all. شيء تعني أقل القليل. They can't begin to understand a single thing about what He knows, except for what He wants or except by His will. Now, this phrase, it's heavy. Allah knows everything about you. يَعْلَمُ مَا بَيْنَ أَيْدِيهِمْ وَمَا خَلْفَهُمْ. Not only do you know little to nothing about Allah, you don't know what He knows. You don't know what He knows. I can only give you what the imagery of this ayah is. He doesn't say, لَا يَعْلَمُونَ شَيْئًا مِّنْ عِلْمِهِ. They don't know what He knows. He says, لَا يُحِيطُونَ بِشَيْءٍ مِّنْ عِلْمِهِ. They cannot encompass, encircle what He knows. The idea of ihata is to go around something. This is a column in front of me over here. If I went around it, I saw all four sides of it. Maybe the back side of it is painted a different color. I don't know that from here. Unless I go the other side, I can't tell. When you look at something, you look at it from your point of view. When you go around, you get the full perspective. You understand? You're looking at a mountain, you're only looking at this side of the mountain. You don't know what's on the other side of the mountain. Is there a waterfall? Is there a canyon? Is there whatever? You don't know. We sometimes think we know what Allah knows about a situation. A death of a child. Somebody became sick. War, famine, hunger, catastrophe. We see it with our own eyes. How many perspectives can we see it from? One. These two eyes. This perspective. Allah's knowledge of something is from which perspective? All the perspectives that you have no access to. You have no access to them. You see things from one side and you start complaining. He knows what I'm going through. He knows what we're going through. Why isn't He helping? But you don't know what He knows. You cannot even begin to encompass the other points of view. There's far too many of them for you. لا يحيطون بشيء من علمه. They cannot encircle, encompass what He knows. إلا بما شاء. Which means two things. Except whatever He wants and how much He wants. Sometimes He lets you know a little bit, and whatever He lets you know. And also except by His will. That's the masdariyah, the ma masdariyah. Meaning, unless He wants you to know, you will never know. There are things He doesn't want you to know. And there's no way. You can complain all you want, dig all you want. There are some things you just will never know. They're not for you. So Allah Azza wa Jal is fully encompassing, which means the idea of shafa'ah becomes impossible. Shafa'a means somebody comes and says, let me tell you, judge, what you didn't know about this poor guy. Before you sentence him to life in prison, go easy on him because you didn't know this in the backstory. Let me convince the jury that they need to go easy on him. Allah says, what are you going to tell me? I know every angle, every point of view. You can't even begin to understand how much I know and how fully dimensionally I know it. After having said this, وَلَا يَؤُودُهُ